Nigeria, it's having security issues, terrorism, banditry, kidnapping and all that. Killing of both Christians and Muslims. The US government said, we want to come and help you. Let's come and help you. Nigerian government said, no, we are a sovereign nation. We can handle our security challenges ourselves. And since then, the security situation has worsened. The same politicians still go on to sponsor the same terrorists and bandits and kidnappers. You understand? It's worsened. Now, Tinubu wants to start collecting tax from Nigerians starting from January next year. Not like Nigerians have not been paying taxes. Nigerians have been paying tax. Every single Nigeria has been paying taxes. But now, Tinubu wants to officially call it taxing and channel them to his pockets. Now, he didn't realize that Nigeria is a sovereign nation. Now, he needs France to work with him to collect taxes from Nigeria to channel to his pocket. You see, when it matters, when it will benefit their pockets, they don't know that they are not sovereign nations. When US sends aid to them, US sends billions of dollars to Nigeria every year in support to combat hunger, to improve quality of education and all that. They don't remember that they are a sovereign nation. They collect money from developed countries as part of ways these countries use to help third world nations. We are even worse than a third world nation. We are like 20th world nation because we are not even developing at all. No electricity. When it matters, when it will matter most, when it will help the Nigerians, they will remember it is that our country is a sovereign nation. But when it is something that will benefit their pockets, that will channel money to their pockets, that is when they remember to seek for help from abroad. When they are sick, they remember that they are no longer a sovereign nation. They go abroad to take medical treatment. They all send their children to foreign countries for quality education. They don't realize that we are a sovereign nation, that we can do all this thing ourselves because it's benefiting them. But when a foreign country wants to come and help Nigerians directly, they will remember that we are a sovereign nation, we don't need you. But when they want to send money, or when they want to assist in ways that it will not benefit the citizens, it will only benefit the politicians, they will remember that we are no longer a sovereign nation. That is when they will get involved. Nigeria is gone.
This is modern day slavery. I call this modern day slavery. Now, what tax the poor? What is the poor benefiting from you guys? Now, who task us with the battle down on our side? Now, call they involve France. Just few weeks before we enter January, when I call they involve France for our matter. So let them know our inner act. Let them know our taxation. Let them know our status. If another country don't know the status, how will they do our affairs degree? Don't finish as a country. You won't give them the key to our country. Since Macron they lose Burkina Faso, he don't they shake everything about France. Don't they shake? And if they continue like they say, they continue to lose hold, France will turn nothing. Now they don't look and say, okay, Nigeria be the next place that where they run come, me they old Nigeria. What is our business with Macron? Why I be say the interest of Macron could be Nigeria interest? I've said this before. This friendship between President Tinubu and Macron, hope it will not land us in problem as Nigerians. What are we benefiting from the administration? What is the government doing for the people? We are talking about the insecurity. They kidnap people, follow everywhere. The government never give us assured security. No do. Say more than 300 people died. They say 200 die, 100 die, 50 die. They attack Barak, attack so many places. Then we are looking. Yet now tax, this tax, I don't say the protest will go hit Nigeria. The revolution will go hit Nigeria. They don't go believe, and none of us will believe. And why are we open? People were tired. So all of a sudden, Nigeria government want to partner with France to look into taxation system, to tax the poor people when they don't see anything from the government, they don't benefit anything from the government. But to let America now come rescue people from bandits, no, I'm not agree. May they come help us, I'm not agree. But now to tax the poor, join the killings and the suffering where they go through. Yes, now I said the kind of revolution will go hit this country. And they talk about now, this is not a joke. I definitely preach this thing. None of us will see them coming. Because it's just too much. France, they are losing hold. France, not the shake. Like this, I would talk to France, they shake. Small thing remain, France will be nothing. Everybody will look France less. This is not a joke, just the wash. And Africa, they not go fail. That their conspiracy towards Africa go fail. It go fail. They go lose that hold.
Something they are not telling you, but I'm going to tell you now. If you are a salary earner, you are earning salary in Nigeria. I'm here now to tell you that life go hard you. The only thing that you are working for is to feed yourself and find some clothes and wear. You cannot buy a car, you cannot build a house in Nigeria. If you are a man, you cannot build a family, you cannot feed your children in Nigeria. I'm promising you that. Now let's calculate this very well now. Among Nigerian population, we can speculate that it's only 30% of Nigerians or 25% of Nigerians that are employed. The other ones are doing freelance work. The other ones are business owners. The other ones are entrepreneurs. Now let's say inside the 30%, like 60% of Nigerians are unemployed, graduates. Even the ones that graduate with first grades in school, they are unemployed in Nigeria. Unemployment rate is very, very high in Nigeria. Now let's say the 30% that are employed, is only 10% of them that are gainfully employed. Because I myself, I can tell you that 80% from the 30% of people that are employed in Nigeria are POS people that are working in restaurants, people that are working in filling station, people that are selling in restaurants. These are the works they are doing. How much are you paying them? Working in Kilimanjaro, you are working in Chicken Republic, you are working in any place, you will say for filling station, how much do they pay you? 80,000 naira, 60,000 naira, 100,000 naira. If you want to build house in Nigeria, if you want to buy car in Nigeria, I promise you that you are going to save from that your salary. You are going to save it for 16 to 20 years before you can buy a car. Marriage in Nigeria is going to cost you nothing less than 5 million naira. If you want to save 5 million naira from your salary in Nigeria, it's going to be, you are going to save that money for close to 20 years. For close to 20 years. Even the people that we are going to say that they are earning good salaries, maybe 500,000 or 400,000, those people are exceptional. They are very, very small. Maybe they got them at the top in the military, or the same politicians. Me and you know how much we are collecting if we are working. So I'm telling you now that your future is blurry. Your future don't already blur completely. Your future don't finish. If you don't know, you know now. Your future don't finish. When I see my when I see para see, they don't bring my what did they call them? What's in that thing again? My frame. Things here they do be say she go snap your picture. Then after she snap you, she can't convert that your picture to an art. I just say one day she can't tell me say she go do this art for me. Say ma snap my picture for me and my Karakuta Republic where we say we know the year. So may we see what we have here. And this thing is a very nice idea. Like this girl is very creative. I can say so. Because you know these people that are doing enlargement inside their house, you go carry enlargement, even drawings will not find. Rich people know they like put those things for their house. But then if you convert it to an art, it's going to make real sense. Let's see what we have here. So as I was saying, I believe in reality more than I believe in superstition. I believe in reality more than I believe in religion. I believe in reality within the shop now. You are a salary earner in Nigeria, you are earning 60,000, you are earning 100,000, you are feeling like, oh, go run for you may buy car tomorrow. Well, like you know if you buy them. I go tell you true. You get some prayers, so I say we're gonna pray, give God. God gonna ask you, say, what you want me to do for you? I go die for you. The truth that nobody is telling you is that if you want to buy a car, as the economy of Nigeria it is now, as the situation is in Nigeria, if you want to buy a car, you want to build a house, you want to live this kind of good life in Nigeria, you have two options. It's either you are owning a business, you own a business, right? Or you put your hand inside bad things. Well, like me go tell you the truth. And all of a sudden, somebody have the audacity to be talking about tax 20%. And now they keep quiet. Some people they talk, say, wonder.
No foreign power hands over their sovereign data to another sovereign power in the name of an MOU or collaboration, whatever you want to call it. And these are the concerns that we have had right from inception on this tax conversation. We looked at from 2024 where a certain foreign national met with Mr. President and then said that we should have an identity-based tax system, and he began working very actively towards it. He started consulting for the government in that regard. We can see him several times meeting with our own very Taiwo Oyedele, who's been working on our tax systems. And I mean, right from then till now, look at the National Assembly. Many of the bills that have been quoted at the National Assembly have been on identity, having an identity management forum, identity management commission, and all of that. And you're looking at a merger between the BVN, the NIN, everything is headed towards somewhere. And at the end of it all, 1 month to implementation, we see that the government begins to sign an MOU with another sovereign state. It calls for...
France is helping Nigeria digitize its tax system, and some people are calling it modern colonization. And it's not hard to see why, right? Because France was recently kicked out of Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali. Nigeria just entered Benin under ECOWAS, and critics say that that move may have come under French influence. So when France signs a tax reform deal with Nigeria, people start asking questions about who's really pulling the strings. But here's what we do know, right? The MOU between Nigeria's FIRS and France's tax authority was signed publicly. It's a cooperation agreement, not a treaty. Officials say it's focused on training, digital tools, and enforcement frameworks. The FIRS has denied giving France access to taxpayer files. They say France is only providing technical support. Well, that's the official line, but people still have concerns. And at the same time, there are reasons why Nigeria may have made this move, right? First, Nigeria's revenue is constrained. Debt repayments are swallowing over 75% of income. Global lenders like IMF want proof that Nigeria can boost revenue before they release more funds, which is going to trigger Nigerians anyway, right? France is a G7 country. If they back your reforms, you look investable. Second, the tech. France has working digital systems. Nigeria doesn't. And this isn't about coding. It's about structure, linking banks, customs, tax IDs, and government data. That's the kind of system that could take years to build in-house. Third, France has corporate interests. Total Energy is heavily invested in Nigerian oil and gas, right? So it's fair to say that France benefits if Nigeria's economy stays stable. But here's what's missing from the public deal. No open source alternative, no challenge to local developers, no ECOWAS-led version, no national consultation. It didn't have to be France, right? Nigeria could have used visionary strategies like turning tax reform into community-owned infrastructure, letting citizens invest through a bond or digital token tied to performance, offer tax rebates or returns when revenue improves, involve diaspora investors who care about good governance. Of course, that needs legislation, bulletproof transparency, and proper oversight. But long term, it builds trust, control, and ownership. And let's be real, digitalization isn't a silver bullet, right? Tech alone won't fix tax collection without policy enforcement and public buy-in. So yes, the deal was signed, but there may still be political room to adjust the terms because cooperation isn't control unless the data is contractually handed over. And right now, those clauses aren't public. I don't know if you know, but I wrote a book about data in Nigeria, not that one, about 3 years ago. So I'm not guessing. Kind of know what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's talk in the comment section. Was this a strategic move or short-sighted?
So Nigerian government have signed an agreement with France, allowing France into Nigeria's tax administration. Now, what this means is that France is going to be assisting Nigeria in collecting tax from Nigerians. What this also means is that France will be helping Nigeria monitor those who are paying taxes and those who are not paying taxes. So basically, France will be helping Nigeria monitor compliance and also in collection of tax with their technology. Do you get the point now? So it means that a foreign country is involved when it comes to collecting and checking compliance of tax collection in Nigeria. That's basically what it means without the big grammar that we're speaking here. And a lot of Nigerians are bothered that for the Nigerian government to be allowing France into our tax administration is like opening Nigeria's economic dashboard to France. Say, France, come and see how the economy of Nigeria works, ups and downs and everything, which some Nigerians don't find funny. And Nigerians are more worried because when you allow France into Nigeria's tax administration, into Nigeria's tax system, it means Nigeria and France will start sharing sensitive data. Okay, people's tax record, people's financial records, people's personal records, everything will be available to France because, of course, they are now sharing the same system in cost of monitoring tax payments and tax compliance. Don't act like you're surprised. We all knew that this relationship with France was going somewhere. Okay, and now we have seen the direction. With the new tax regime and the expanding of the tax net from 2026, we all knew it was heading somewhere. Okay, now we have...
Welcome back to the channel. So we've heard what those people have to say, and no matter how we want to sugarcoat this whole thing, this is just another clear case of Nigeria opening its doors wide enough to foreign powers to decide how their country should be run. Now, at a time when African countries like Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, even Ghana are openly rejecting French influence and telling them to leave, Nigeria is doing the opposite. Even Ghana is careful about how much foreign interference it allows in its internal systems. But why Nigeria? Why is Nigeria proudly inviting France to sit inside their tax system? One of the most sensitive parts of any nation. Taxes are not just numbers. They are about control, priorities, and power. Once you hand that over, even for advice, you're already losing ground. Tinubu's government, they keep saying Nigeria needs foreign expertise, but the question is simple. Don't we have Nigerians that understand our economy? Don't we have tax experts, also all these economists and policy thinkers in this country? Or is the government saying Nigerians are not smart enough to fix Nigerian problems? This mindset is actually a very big problem, because every time you run to foreign countries, especially former colonial powers like France, you are sending a message that you and your people cannot even stand on your own. And I don't think France is helping Nigeria for free. I don't think any country does. There is always an interest. Now, access to data, influence over policy, long-term control, and leverage. Allowing France to be part of Nigeria's tax reform means giving them insights into how money flows in this country. And I feel that's dangerous. Today it might look like support, but tomorrow it's pressure and conditions that we did not vote for. And what makes this even worse is the timing. A lot of Nigerians are already struggling with high taxes, rising prices, and a collapsing standard of living. And instead of fixing corruption, waste, and looting, which is happening at the top, the government is focusing on tax reform that may squeeze ordinary people even more. And now France is in the room while Nigerians suffer outside. African countries are waking up and pushing foreign powers out. And I think Nigeria should be leading that conversation, not embarrassing itself by signing an MOU that invites more interference. Tinubu is not helping Nigeria at this point, because he had a chance to prove independence and confidence in Nigeria's capacity, but he's choosing foreign approval over his national pride. Well, what's the take on this? Do let me know in the comment section. And if today is the first time coming across my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.